There are few places on Earth where male audacity thrives quite like the free weight section of a commercial gym. It's a magical, sweaty ecosystem. It's a place where men who learned biomechanics from a 15-second TikTok reel feel a primal, biological urge to correct the form of any woman who steps within a 10-foot radius of a barbell. Welcome back to the Audacity of Him. Today, we are looking at a specimen I will call Kevin. Now, every gym has a Kevin. Kevin is the kind of guy who wears a leather weightlifting belt to do seated bicep curls. He drinks a gallon of neon blue liquid from a plastic jug. He grunts when he stretches. And today's story is about the time Kevin decided he needed to rescue a struggling woman on the squat rack. A few years ago, I was deep into my training cycle for a regional Olympic weightlifting competition. When you are an Olympic lifter, you do not look like a fitness influencer when you train. I wasn't wearing a matching pastel set. I was wearing an oversized ratty t-shirt covered in white chalk dust, knee sleeves that smelled like regret, and actual blocky weightlifting shoes. I was in my zone. I had my heavy metal playlist blasting, and I was stepping up to the squat rack to do a dynamic warm-up. For those who don't lift, a warm-up usually involves just the empty 45-pound metal bar. You move slowly, you pause at the bottom, you stretch the hips out. It's deliberate, and to the untrained eye, it might look a little weird. I drop down into a deep, paused squat. I am literally just sitting at the very bottom of the movement, stretching my ankles, finding my center of gravity. I am at peace. Suddenly, a shadow falls over me, blocking out the fluorescent overhead lights. I look up, and there is Kevin. Kevin is looming over me. He is wearing a stringer tank top that is basically 3 thin threads holding together a suggestion of a shirt. His nipples are fully out in the open. He gestures for me to take my headphones out. I stand up, rack the empty bar, and pop out one earbud. Kevin gives me a deeply sympathetic, almost fatherly nod. He crosses his arms, which is gym bro body language for, I am about to drop some serious science on you. Hey, he says, his voice dripping with condensation. I saw you struggling over here, and I just wanted to stop you before you snap your lumbar spine. I blink. The sheer audacity actually short-circuits my brain for a second. Excuse me? Your depth, Kevin says, shaking his head tragically. You're going way too low. Ass to grass is a myth, sweetheart. You never want your knees to go past your toes. It ruins the kinetic chain. He fucking called me sweetheart, while explaining that I was losing momentum during a pause squat, which is literally an exercise designed to eliminate momentum. But I am a polite person, and quite frankly, I was mesmerized by the sheer, unadulterated confidence radiating from him. Oh, I say, keeping my voice perfectly flat. Is that right? Yeah, Kevin beams, thrilled that I am receiving his wisdom. He leans on the upright of my squat rack. He has now fully claimed my space. Plus, you're pausing at the bottom. You're putting all the tension on the quads. Honestly, if you lift like that, you're gonna get super bulky. And I know you girls just want to tone, right? You don't want to look like a man. Ah, there it is. The bulky myth. The crown jewel of unsolicited gym advice. Kevin pats the empty barbell. Tell you what, let me show you how to really feel the burn without bulking up. We'll throw a couple of 10-pound bumper plates on here, and I'll show you a quarter squat, and I'll spot you. He literally reached for the bar to take over my rack. He was going to rescue me with 20 whole pounds. I put my chalk-covered hand flat on the center of the barbell to stop him. Kevin, I said, my voice dropping an octave, I appreciate the advice, but I'm just warming up. I took the other earbud out. I didn't break eye contact with him. I reached into my gym bag and pulled out a block of lifting chalk. I aggressively rubbed it into my palms, clapping my hands together once so a massive theatrical white cloud exploded between us. Kevin coughed and took a step back. I walked over to the weight tree. I ignored the 10-pound plates he suggested. I grabbed a massive 45-pound plate, walked back, and slid it onto the bar with a loud clang. Then I grabbed another one for the other side. Kevin is watching, silent, but I wasn't done. I grabbed another pair of 45s, clang, and then another pair, clang. When I was finished, I clamped the collars onto the ends of the sleeves. There was 315 pounds sitting on that barbell. Kevin is just standing there, clutching his gallon jug to his chest like a security blanket, completely, utterly silent. The gym around us has kind of noticed what was happening. A couple of guys on the bench presses had stopped their sets to watch. I stepped under the bar. I dug my traps into the knurling. I unracked the 315 pounds. The metal bar actually bent across my shoulders. I took a massive breath, bracing my core. I dropped down into a perfectly parallel, flawless ass-to-grass squat. My knees tracked perfectly over my toes. Sorry, Kevin. And I drove it right back up with explosive speed. I didn't do 1 rep. I did 5. The bar was bending. The plates were rattling. On the 5th rep, I racked the weight with a sound that echoed across the entire free weight floor. I stepped out from under the bar, turned around, and looked at Kevin. His jaw was slightly open. The fatherly superiority had completely evaporated, replaced by the distinct, terrified look of a man who just realized he had tried to teach a shark how to swim. I smiled the sweetest, most innocent smile I could muster. "Hey, Kevin," I asked, loud enough for the guys on the bench press to hear. "How was my kinetic chain on that one?" Kevin didn't say a single word. He didn't even grab his towel. He just slowly turned around, walked directly past the heavy dumbbells, and spent the next 45 minutes speed walking on a treadmill in the cardio section, staring blankly at a muted television screen. The audacity to correct someone's form when you don't even know what sport they are training for is truly a marvel of the modern male ego. If you have ever been ambushed by a gym bro who tried to aggressively explain your own workout to you, I need to read about it. Drop your best gym audacity stories in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, and I'll see you next time on The Audacity of Him.